I'm Yours from Jason Mraz. And talking about I'm Yours, the person who's mine for the next half hour or so is Barbara. Barbara, good morning to you.
Hello, Chris.
And how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good,
thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming back. This is your second visit to Marlow FM, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And last time you were here, you were talking about the Marlow Half Marathon last year.
Yes.
So this year, talking about the Marlow Half Marathon this year, is that
yes.
right? Okay. So you're doing this in your capacity as you're actually a part of the Marlow Striders Club, aren't you?
Yes. So I run in Marlow Striders and I work as a race director for Marlow Half Marathon.
Okay.
And Marlow 7 this year.
And the Marlow 7 as well?
Yes.
So you are part of the Marlow... So Marlow Striders is the running club in Marlow, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. And your particular role is you're race director for so everything to do with the half marathon is under your control.
Hopefully, yes.
Okay, well let's get the basics out of the way first. So the Marlow Half Marathon is an event. It's taking place on what date?
Marlow Half Marathon and Marlow 7 takes place on the 1st of November, which is 2 weeks away.
Yep, 2 weeks away.
So it's quite close. And it takes the race headquarters is on Marlow Sports Club on Pound Lane, where the runners need to pick up the numbers.
Which is where everything happens in Marlow.
Yes, that's where everything happens.
In Marlow, yeah. So that's where the runners start.
No, the runners will not start there.
Oh,
they will pick up their number. In a good time before the start, we will funnel them or walk them over to Higginson's Park, where we start.
Right.
So we start at the gate at Higginson's Park, and this is completely new for this year.
Why the change?
Because we wanted to change the route a bit to incorporate some prettier views and some nicer hills.
Right.
And we also wanted to finish on home turf on Marlow Sport Club.
So that was my next question, actually. So the start and finish are pretty much in the same place.
Yes, it's probably less than 200 meters in between the start and the finish. Yeah,
because that also makes it easier to organise, doesn't it? Because
yes.
the volunteers you have who help organise the start can be the same people helping at the finish as well.
Yes.
Because of the same location.
Yeah.
Right. So being a half marathon, that means it's 13 miles?
13.1 miles.
13.1 miles.
Yes.
And what's the maximum number of runners that can participate?
The maximum number of participants we have set to 1,500 for both of the races together.
Both of the races, you have to
yes.
explain what that means.
Yes, so Marlow 7 is a new race that we have introduced this year, which is half the distance, but 100% of the experience. So people who can't commit to a half marathon, but think they can run a 10K, 7 miles is 11K.
A little bit more than 10K.
It's a little bit more than 10K.
Right.
2 park runs and a bit.
2 park Well, you and I both know what a park run is.
Yeah.
So it's 2 park runs and a bit. So what time do the 2 races start on Sunday, the 1st November?
They start at 9 o'clock.
Right.
Both of them at the same time.
And is it a common start for people doing both runs?
Yes, it is. Both runs start at the same time. So what we are doing, we are organizing the runners in fastness. So the faster runners first and the slower runner further back.
Right.
But both races, both 7 and the half marathon will start at the same time.
Right. So so they both start to and they start running in the same direction. Is there a point where you have to choose either go one way if you're a 7 person, and the other way if you're a half marathon?
Yes. So we start at the gate, continues along the high street towards, and then turn left onto West Street, and then right onto Oxford Road, where it is pretty much the same route as it's been before, if people have done it before. And then at 2.5 miles, roughly, the 7 turns left.
Right, and there's a big signpost telling you to turn left if you're on the 7, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, fascinating. Well, I want to hear a whole load more about that, including how people can enter. Is there still time to enter?
Yes, it's still time to enter.
For both events?
Yes.
Excellent. But before that, I want to play a bit of track, which is Dog Days Are Over. Now, this is one of your requests, yes?
Yeah, this is a good running song.
It's a good. Any particular reason apart from that it's a good running song?
It's just the beat is good.
Okay. And who recorded it?
Florence and the Machine.
Correct. Well done.
Happiness hit her.
Dog Days Are Over from Florence and the Machine. The dog days may be over, but the running days are just beginning, I think. So, Barbara, tell me, how many Marlow half marathons have there been?
It has been more than 25.
Wow. You have been involved in this one and the last one, is that right?
Yes, the two previous one, one previous one I've been doing.
Right.
I've been volunteering out on the route for several years.
Right,
So-
but last year and this year is the first time you've been the race director.
Yes.
The event. Is it called a race director or event director?
Race director.
Race director, okay. Well, a very, very important role to do. But also important role is volunteering, because you mentioned you start off by doing volunteering.
Yeah.
So to organise these two events, that's the Marlow 7 and the Marlow Half Marathon, taking place at the same time, on the same day, is there a requirement for volunteers to help you organise it, to help you run it?
Yeah, so none of our members are allowed to run this race because we need them all to volunteer.
Right.
And we need some more people as well to volunteer. So if people want to volunteer, they can contact us on the website. There is an email address, and they can come forward and help.
So I can just tell you now that the if you want to volunteer, or in fact if you've got any questions at all about the two races, the Marlow 7 and the Marlow Half Marathon, the inquiries to marlowhalf@marlowstriders.co.uk. It's marlowhalf@marlowstriders.co.uk. So how many volunteers do you need in total?
We need about 70 people.
Right. So is that those people at the start, at the finish, and do you have marshals out on the course
Yes,
as well?
we have marshals and water stations along the route.
So there are no marshals on the course, only signs. The signs look like this. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting it. Sorry, there's another life. Just
No.
you know where I'm getting that from.
Yeah.
So no,
So no one is going to get lost.
no one's going to get. But there are marshals out on the
Yes,
course. All right, yeah.
there will be marshals.
So 1,500 people in total running. How many of those are going to be in the 7, and how many of those are going to be in the half?
So most of the people are going to run the half. That's what the numbers look like now. And then a smaller part is going to have entered the Marlow 7.
Right.
We expect we do expect more entries on the day for the 7, because I think people tend to wait a little bit longer when it's shorter race.
Yeah,
So yes.
that's true. So talking about entries, people can enter right now online, or can they enter by telephone, or they can enter by on the day itself?
Okay, don't call us if you want to enter. I mean, you can inquire, but we cannot take your entries on the phone. But we have 3 ways you can do it. You can do it on Runners World, or Run Britain, or you can do the traditional way. You print out a paper entry form, fill in your details, and send it with a check to an address specified on the entry form.
But, but most people will do it online these days.
Yes, I would expect so.
And the name of the website is?
It's marlowhalfmarathon.co.uk.
marlowhalfmarathon.co.uk. And as a reminder again, the date is Sunday the 1st November.
1st of November, 9:30.
Starts at 9:30. So the first runners so all the runners probably on the 7 will be back in time for lunch. And the first runners on the marathon will be back in time for lunchtime as well,
Yeah,
I suspect. But
I suspect.
yeah. Is there a cut-off time for the marathon?
3 hours. 3 hours cut-off time.
For the marathon itself?
Yeah.
For the half marathon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a generous cut-off time. I could do that. But I can't do that because I'll be in New York.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be running the marathon in New York on that very same day. So
Good luck to you.
thank you. And as will be my good lady wife, Jenny. She'll be doing it much quicker than I will be. Do you not think it's terrible that people in New York arrange their marathon on the same day?
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Did they not check with you first before they check?
Communication.
I know. Imagine they do have 50,000 runners, so
Yeah, they do.
maybe their event takes a little bit of a little bit of priority.
I've heard quite a few people doing the New York Marathon when we have been out marketing our race.
Right.
So they said, no, can't do it. Running New York.
Well, it's good people are running somewhere anyway.
Yeah.
So have you been running for many years personally? Because you and I know each other because we both run the park run at Black Park near
Yes.
Slough on a Saturday morning. So have you been running for a long time?
I have been running. My first marathon I did run in Stockholm. When was that? It must be 30 years ago.
Because you are Swedish originally, yes.
And then I've been running on and off, but never in a club. We didn't have many running clubs in Sweden, and I don't think we have still. It's more not social running clubs as there is here. So the first running club for me was Marlow Striders.
Really?
Yes.
And of course you run the park run as well.
Yes, I do. I do found out about a colleague of mine. He told me 7 years ago, "Can you come and do this run and just check it out? It's called Park Run." And since then we are hooked.
Yeah, I think you'll find that we are as well, my wife and I. So talking about running, the next track is Running Bear. Now, this is one you chose, or was you chosen for?
I was told I have to have this one. This is from my husband.
Who told you? This was your husband?
Yeah.
It's Olaf told you
Yes.
this. Yes. So, okay, Olaf, I hope you're listening, Olaf, because this is the whole reason that Barbara snuck off work is just so that she can come here and tell me to play this song for you. Okay.
On the bank of the river stood Running Bear.
Well, Olaf, I hope you're listening, and I hope you enjoyed Johnny Preston and Running Bear from the year, 1612 or something. So
Yeah, something like that.
certainly pretty old. So, Barbara, just before you depart, a couple more questions. You were saying that the Marlow Half and the Marlow 7, there's a charity involvement, isn't there? So when people enter, then some of their entry fee goes towards the charities. Is that right?
Well, this is how it works. Marlow Striders select 3 charities on their AGM. So this year we have selected Alexander Devine Children's Hospice and Marlow Age Concern and Marlow Sports Clubs, where we are based. And these 3 will get the surplus of all the proceeds we make from Marlow Half Marathon.
Right.
Yes.
And can people also be sponsored to run for the event too?
Yeah, if they contact the specific charity and ask how they do, they can start fundraising for the charity.
Excellent. So how much does it cost to enter the events?
So for the half marathon we have a fee of £22 for an affiliated member, which you are a member of UKA, and unaffiliated will pay 24.
Okay, £24 if you're not affiliated to a running club or
Yes.
a UK Athletics Association.
Yeah.
Right, or 22
And
if you are.
for the 7 we take 18 if you're unaffiliated.
Right. So there you go. That's the entry fee, and I think we've covered all the key points. So just before you depart, because I know you have to go back to work, and this is your early lunch break, go through the key points again. So there's 2 runs, both of which start at the same time, which is 9:30 in the morning.
Yes, 9:30 in the morning.
Here in Marlow on Sunday, the 1st of November, which is Sunday in 2.5 weeks' time, isn't it?
Yes.
Sunday in 2.5. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Starts at 9:30 in the morning. Runs either the length of a half marathon, which is 13 miles, or half of a half marathon,
Yes.
which is 7 miles.
Yep.
Maximum of 1,500 runners, and it's all carefully marshalled so that you won't get lost, and there's people to help you if you get into trouble all the way around.
Yes.
Absolutely. And the best website to look at, Barbara, is
marlowhalfmarathon.co.uk.
marlowhalfmarathon.co.uk. I think that's all the important things.
Yeah.
The best thing about it is I won't be there with my cold, so you don't risk to catch it from me, so you're safe. But I will be at Park Run at Black Park in 2 days' time.
I'll see you there.
We'll see you there as well. And your last music selection before we go is from Queen, and what's this track?
Oh, what did I say?
Oh, what did you say? Oh no!
I've forgotten.
Oh, if I start playing it, maybe you can remember it now. What's it called?
Don't stop me now.
Well done. Barbara, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I'll see you on Saturday, and everybody else will see you at the half marathon on the 1st of November.
Thank you very much.